I'm missing out on I'm missing out on being present, teaching them the lessons that I've learned through my life, which I think is the most valuable, to be honest with you.
Welcome people to another episode of Dad's Divulge, where we speak about fatherhood and relationships. This week we are speaking about, is being a provider enough? We would like to thank you for all the support you've had for the last few episodes. We're loving the responses. We're happy that you guys are enjoying the content. Really be important for us if you can just like, share and subscribe the content. Send it to people. Send it to like-minded people. Like I said, we enjoy and we're happy for the responses we've had so far. So this episode, is being a provider enough? Ryan, take it away, man.
Where do we start? Yeah, do you know what? First of all, I think being a provider is one of the main things about being a father. It's what we've done for years. I think it's in most of us. I think some of us have lost that a bit, but for the most part, a lot of us are providers, and a lot of us want to provide the best futures we can possible for our children. But there's a part of me that's been thinking lately, as we've evolved, I think our roles as fathers have evolved as well. I think we owe our children more than just being providers. And we need to go back to also being teachers as well. You know what I'm saying? I know me, especially I'm speaking from experience. Like sometimes I can get caught up in the rat race, caught up in wanting to provide, wanting to having a vision for my children's future, wanting to put certain things in place. But whilst doing that, I'm missing out on being present, teaching them the lessons that I've learned through my life, which I think is the most valuable, to be honest with you.
When I'm looking at him and I'm seeing what he gets into little tantrums over, he's 2 years old now, so spare a thought for me for the stage I'm at the moment. When I see how he acts, I realise if I'm not investing enough time into understanding what makes him tick and what makes him upset, what keeps him happy, I can't build on that for the next couple of years. I'm going to be behind, and I'm just going to be, relying on my wife really to kind of sort the whole thing out. And at some point, she's going to get tired as well. You got to carve out time. It's a running theme. I think I've said in a lot of episodes. It's really about carving time out for your kids, and that's what the whole journey is about, right? I suppose it's a double-edged sword. You want to work hard so that you can have freedom for your kids and freedom for your family. I think that's something that you said in another episode, right? But at the same time, it comes at a cost if you're just working all the time. You miss out how to deal with your kids.
I think that's a really important point, and I think time is the key word. Do you know what I'm saying? I feel, when people talk about, and for me anyway, I can't speak for anyone else, but for me, my ambition is to be successful so that I can have more time. It's not for me to, I like nice things. The nice things they'll be good, but it's to have more time to do things that I enjoy, to spend more time with my kids, because I understand that when it comes down to it, they're not going to look back and say, "Oh, Dad, you know what? I really like those trainers that you bought me 20 years ago." They were so. They're gonna talk about the experiences. They're gonna talk about the time that I spent with them. They're gonna talk about the lessons that I've learned, the lessons that I've shared with them. And even for me, like I don't remember half of the stuff my parents bought for me. I don't remember it. You know what I'm saying? But I remember the lessons.
Yeah.
I remember the little one-liners my dad used to say to me. I remember certain things my mum used to say to me. I remember those things. And those things are the things that are going to stick at the end of the day. And for me as well, I don't want to raise children that I've just given everything to. I've worked my ass off for how many years to just say, here you go.
Yeah, just without even trying. That's my thing. How are they going to learn how to like achieve things if we're just like, yep, like you said, there you go. We're not even letting them save up, not even challenging them to save up. I think that's one thing we need to teach the kids a little bit, though. You know, we always talk about how they don't, teach money in school. They don't teach finances in school. I think for me, it starts at the home. You know, I do appreciate that actually there are generations where money management hasn't been the greatest, or just the understanding how to deal with money. But I do think that bit starts at home. I don't think we should really be looking to anyone really to.
I mean, it would be nice. Anything. It would be nice if the schools, buckled up their ideas and decided to teach children proper life skills. But as you said, it's our responsibility, and I feel like this is where men in general, obviously parents, but there's some, for me, I've always thought like, just because my missus is able to teach my kids many things doesn't mean she should do. Like, there's a part of me that feels like I need to add my piece as well, because to have balanced kids, they need to have balanced perspectives from a man and from a woman. And I think that's really important. But yeah, you're right. You're right. We need to teach kids about finances. We need to teach them about life skills. We need to teach them about so much more other than going to school. You know what I'm saying? Like, if you take it back hundreds of years, yeah, there were men that were teaching their kids how to hunt from early, teaching them how to fish, teaching them how to build fires, to start fires, teaching them how to do all of these things. And they were giving them what they had, but they weren't putting everything on a plate for them. They knew the value of teaching them. You know what I'm saying? Because there's going to come a time where you're going to have your own family. You're going to have your own legacy. You know what I'm saying? And if you really believe in legacy, it's about the teaching. It's not about giving. You know what I'm saying? It's about teaching them so they can carry it on.
Yeah, and that was providing in the real sense. Let's be serious now. Like, this was no money involved. This was, right, how do you survive?
Yeah.
Right? This is what you do to survive. And I think it was more functional. And I think we need to take it back to that a little bit. Like you said, what functional skills can I teach my children? I feel like actually I feel like I had a lot of that when I was growing up. I think there's different ways to show your love, and I feel like my parents showed me a lot of functional love. How you go from A to B, how you start to look into things, how even something simple as writing a CV and writing a cover letter. I remember just mum and dad teaching me where you put your address and things like that. And it sticks with you. These things, they just become normal habits that you do. That's the bits that we need to teach our kids. And I think you said something just now around just because the woman can doesn't mean she should. I think it's also it's an extension of that, really. It's more, you can do a part 2 to that advice. And it may, the penny may drop when you explain it. We all know, 100%. We can get the same advice from 2 different people. One, it hits straight away. 100%. Next person, I don't know if I buy it.
But the thing is, what I'm saying is, it's not a coincidence that most kids, male and female, they lack when the dad's not around. And that's not because of money. I'm saying. That's because of the energy, the wisdom that men bring to the table. And that's never taken away from what a woman is capable of doing or has done. But it's a fact that men bring so much to the table, but it's like almost, we forgot that. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah, we've got a very important job. I think this whole journey has to be treated as a very important job, the most important job that you got. And this goes to all dads. This is not just those in stable relationship and you live with your kids. This extends out to you have children. I think even more so if you just have children and you're outside, you're not with the mum. There's breakdown in relationship and so on. I think this keep that bond there with your child and provide for them in different ways. Don't just be known as the guy who gets the text message, when there's certain things that need paying. Like, you want to be able to emotionally invest in your child as well. Same way you can financially invest in them as well. There's so much more, like Ryan is saying, that you can bring to the table, and we have. I think the times have made some men are a bit scared, if I'm honest. I think there's a lot of talk
100%.
of men, men only being that provider, and if they, we're not going to go into it, but all kinds of strange talk of if you're not earning enough, you can't do it. If you earn less than your woman, you can't do it properly. All the rest of it. There's all of these strange theories and strange narratives out there. On this show here, we talk about real things, and to keep it frank, we're trying to we know that there's more to this job than some people are saying. Let's keep the fire there, man.
Yeah, you know what? This is the thing. Society has made us feel like, as men, we're only good for either providing financially or being sperm donors, isn't it? That's the fact. That's just what it is. And a lot of men have just taken that and said, all right, cool. Well, if that's what, I'm going to be marked on, then that's what I'm running with. Yeah. All right, cool. That's all I need to focus on is then providing. And I fall into that trap sometimes. I fall into that trap many times where it's like, I'm chasing success, I'm chasing my dreams, but I'm forgetting about what success really means. You know what I'm saying? Because if I reach my goals financially, is it going to mean anything if my kids don't speak to me? Is it going to mean anything if my kids don't respect me? You know what I'm saying? And I'm starting to ask myself these questions, and I've started to ask myself, should I separate my dreams from looking after my children? You know what I'm saying?